Temperatures across our region reaching the 90s. Good evening, I'm Byron Scott with a CTV News update. Well, as Stevie Wonder once wrote, it's hotter than July. Indeed, it is hot outside, but then again, it is the summer season. The sun blared down on our region today, roasting us in 90-degree temperatures. Health experts advise people to take it easy outside, stay in the AC as much as possible, and stay hydrated. We asked some residents how they are beating the heat.
Try to keep my windows up in the car, make sure the air conditioning is pretty cool when I do have to go out. But I'm trying to stay in the house as much as possible and save some money. That's about it.
How are you keeping cool?
Well, basically, drink a lot of water, for one, and try to stay inside or in some shade area, just to make sure that I'm inside, mostly inside. And that's about it.
And the hot weather is expected to last several days. Well, meantime, the hot weather has claimed a life in Maryland. The Department of Health has announced the state's first heat-related death of 2023. The victim is a man, a 52-year-old man from Cecil County. Meantime, officials remind you never to leave children or pets in cars and to check on elderly neighbors and relatives. And Montgomery County Police are investigating a shooting at a Silver Spring restaurant. It happened just after 12 o'clock this morning at Sola d'Italia restaurant in the Lay Hill Shopping Center. Investigators say an argument inside the restaurant spilled out into the parking lot where the gunshots were fired. Police found the 5 shooting victims, 2 males and 3 females, at the scene, all 5 suffering non-life-threatening injuries. Police are still trying to figure out who was doing the shooting. And frustrated by local wait times at local hospitals, well, you are not alone. The Prince George's County Council has received many complaints about emergency room wait times reaching several hours. Councilmember Waller Blagay says this often forces residents to go to other jurisdictions for medical emergencies.
So for all of the emergencies that we have, we need healthcare providers in the county that can service us. And what we hear from some is to assume that it's okay for our residents to be forced to leave the county for healthcare, and we don't want that. So we're looking for ways to actually explore how we can incentivize healthcare providers to provide more services for residents so that our residents can use the actual services in the county. We do believe that we don't have enough, and that's why we're seeing the long wait times.
The County Council will meet with health care providers to address the issue on Monday morning. Well, a major grocery store chain plans to close one of its Prince George's locations this weekend. This Lidl store on the 6100 block of Livingston Road of Oxon Hill will close its doors this Sunday. Now, the company says the store, which opened back in December of 2020, is shutting down, calling it underperforming. CTV News spoke to shoppers who aren't happy with that decision.
It's very disappointing because the fact is we all come here to shop. And I know they keep on saying people stealing, but you got 100 cameras in the store. You got security guards in the store. Tell me if somebody's not monitoring what they saying that everybody's stealing and all of this, it doesn't really make no sense.
I feel like with the changes around here, especially knowing that this Lidl is now going to be a Burlington, we don't need more of the same stores. If you look at every shopping center in Prince George's County, they all have the same thing, a Ross, a Burlington, a Aldi, and maybe like Chipotle and Wingstop. And it's unfortunate because the next Lidl closer to here is in Waldorf, which is about a 40-minute drive depending on the traffic.
Lidl's Brooklyn Park store in Anne Arundel County will also be closing. Well, law enforcement agencies gathered for a memorial service for a beloved police canine this morning. His name was Kuno, and he was the first police dog for the Forest Heights Police Department. Kuno had a medical emergency and died while working a burglary call back on July 2nd. Today, police from across the county gathered at the Forest Heights neighborhood to honor him.
We sometimes forget that police working canines are trained and put in positions that we don't want to do or we can't do. So we must honor them and their handlers. Kuno was the first certified police canine in Forest Heights Police Department. I would never forget how Kuno would shake a 7,300-pound Chevy Tahoe when I walked by.
Kuno spent 4 years working with his handler, Carrie Grooms. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Byron Scott. Coming up, we hear more from Millard House about his plans for the county school system as new superintendent. And we'll also meet a talented motocross racer from Clinton who is only 10 years old. Those details in just a bit. Stay tuned. The FDA approves the first over-the-counter birth control pill in the U.S. It's called O-Pill, and the move could significantly expand access to contraception when it becomes available in stores and online in 2024. Access to contraception became a matter of concern after the High Court overturned Roe v. Wade. No word on how much the O-Pill medication will cost consumers. And 17,000 Marylanders lost their health insurance coverage when the federal health emergency ended on May 11th. That brings the total coverage losses to 42,000. Maryland began the process of re-enrolling all 1.8 million Medicaid beneficiaries in May. Of those up for renewal in June, 12% lost insurance because they did not receive or understand a renewal notice or didn't provide documents that were requested. And it's the cops versus politicians. Prince George's County Council and Prince George's County Police competed in an escape room challenge at National Harbor. Council members had to escape the Batman room while police made their way through the Scooby-Doo room. The owner of this escapology presented a $2,500 check to the county's Police Athletic League.
Today is so exciting because they have brought one new entertainment opportunity to Prince George's County, a place where we live and grow and raise our children. So I'm excited about this, but secretly I'm excited about beating the police department, getting out first.
It was great, fantastic, and we are the victors. All the funds will go towards the young people. We have some skills camps, leadership camps. We plan on enhancing those for the summer. What these funds do, they enable us in a very small percentage to have outreach to young people.
And as you heard in this matchup, County Council was victorious, escaping their room just moments before the police. If you're interested in your child joining PAL, you can get more information at the website on your screen. Well, new school superintendent Millard House is up to the task of leading the state's second largest school system. At a meet and greet with the media on Tuesday, House said one of his top priorities is school safety. He also stressed the importance of student achievement. House, who was the third schools chief since 2018 in Prince George's, says he can turn things around just like he did in Houston.
There are big expectations that are out there. But what I would say is that look at my track record. I've done everything that I could everything that's in front of me has been about ensuring that kids get what they need. And we've been able to move the dial fairly quick in the places that I've been. Both Dr. Haidt and Dr. Golson are incredible educators that have a long-standing emotion to many people in this community, and I will do my best to honor the work that they've done, but move us even beyond where they left things.
And House says he will spend the next 90 days listening and learning from parents, educators, students, and the board. Well, what started out as a hobby has become a passion for a 10-year-old from Clinton. Meet Stephen S.J. Green, Jr., a young motocross prodigy. CTV sat down with him this morning to learn all about his life on the track.
My third race was just amazing. Third race ever, and I just got a new bike, and we just decided to race it. We were just doing this as fun at first, until after that race. I won my class, and that's when we started taking things very seriously. Biggest race of the year, and that's where all the fast kids in your class, that's where they are all at, and it's very hot, and the track is like very rough. You gotta really train very hard for it. If I'm not able to go down there, you're gonna see me work so hard next year to where I'm gonna end up just gonna win the class if I'm not able to go down there this year. And even if I'm still able to go down there this year, I'm still gonna do it. My dad. I look up to him, and he does everything for me. So I just want to make sure I make him proud.
And SJ is looking for help funding his trip to Nashville to compete in Loretta Lynn's AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship in Tennessee at the end of this month. For more information, visit the website on your screen. And coming up, Simon Buggs with your Thursday Sports Page report. Stay tuned.
Hey everybody, and coming up in sports, two great baseball minds get promoted to assistant coaches of the Terps baseball team. Don't move.
Nature isn't just a nice to have. It's fundamental to our health. But many of the communities that need it the most have the least access to it. That means less protection from air pollution, less shade from the heat, less space to exercise, play, and unwind. So what can we do? Support local leaders in their efforts to bring more green to their communities and speak up for policies that prioritize nature for everyone.
Alright everyone, it's time for your Thursday sports page. It's an exciting time for John Paws as he was recently named the new assistant coach and recruiting coordinator for the Terps baseball team. This will be a homecoming for Paws as he is from the DMV area. And after serving as the head coach at Wilson College in Pennsylvania for 6 years, Paws is happy to be back home.
To get a chance to come back to, my area that, that I grew up in and be with family and so forth and so on, on first, just that side of it is a dream job in itself. And then, an opportunity to get to coach at a university like Maryland and, with the recent, success that they've had, like I said, it's just a dream job for me and excited to be home.
Possibly joining a friend and fellow DeMatha High School alumnus and head coach Matt Swope. And Paws is looking forward to sharing the field with him again.
We've been friends off the field. We've never been, on the same staff, but, I think that's going to help, obviously, that, I think we're cut from the same cloth and have been coached, especially in our high school days, by the same head coach. So I think our ideas and the way we do things, are very similar. So, I'm beyond excited for the opportunity to help Matt and help Maryland baseball.
Meanwhile, Tommy Gardner, who was previously the director of player development for the Terps baseball team, has been promoted to an assistant coach. Gardner was in charge of player development for 2 years. Gardner was also a member of the Terps baseball team, playing from 2018 to 2021. And he played a key role in the Terps going to the regional in 2021, which is the first time they had done so since 2017. And that is your Thursday sports page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
Thank you, Simon. And that's our news for tonight. I'm Byron Scott. See you tomorrow night.
A dream trip to one of the wonders of the world, brought to you by a different kind of wonder. A light bulb moment in the classroom, made possible by a quick second in the clinic. We're doing the things we enjoy with the people we love. Thanks to a safe and effective COVID-19 vaccine, we have our lives back. Talk with your healthcare provider or pharmacist to make sure you're up to date on your COVID-19 vaccine, because there's a whole world of opportunity out there just waiting for you to take your shot.